Hello and welcome to Game Week 5 Premier League predictions. We've got the Merseyside derby, we've got Man United, Chelsea, some crackers this weekend. Let's just dive straight into my Game Week 5 Premier League predictions for this weekend's matches. And the first game is indeed Liverpool taking on Everton in the Merseyside derby. Alexander Isak, you would imagine, would get more minutes in this game as he only got 60 in the midweek game with Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Of course, Everton have started the season really, really well. 1-2 draw, 1 lost, 1. Not bad for David Moyes so far. In the top 6, level on points with Sunderland. Liverpool are top 4 from 4, although they have been absolutely crap in most of their games this season. Everton have only won this match 3 times in their history. 14 draws, 16 wins, but I think a draw is kind of classed as a win now for the Evertonians. Really, if Isak is not projected to start, but I assume he will, according to FootMob. Last time they did play, of course, was a thrilling 2-2 draw last season. It was 1-0 win for Liverpool back in April, both this year, February and April. Liverpool will win this quite comfortably as well. We'll go for a nice 2-0 derby win for Liverpool, get a win over their local rivals Everton. Everton will be looking to, I could give them a game. I think they could give them a game. Will Liverpool go ahead and then maybe concede, but I don't think that's going to happen. I go about the Reds in this one to get over the line. Liverpool to win this by 2 goals. Let me know your score prediction for the derby in the comments. Brighton Spurs is next. Probably the game of the round in the 3 of the Clockers, of course. Thomas Frank been very good so far for Spurs. Been unbeaten apart from that home loss to Bournemouth, which is not actually unbeaten, is it? Brighton lost to Bournemouth. Brighton very inconsistent. Did beat Manchester City. Lost to Bournemouth last time out. Yeah, not great. Down in 13th in the table, level on points from Manchester United. Brighton do have a decent record against Spurs the last couple of seasons, but that's when Ange Postecoglou was in charge and Spurs had a leaky defence. Before that, Spurs won 2-0, 1-0. It's been 4-2 and 3-2 on previous occasions. This one's I think this be tight. I think this be a draw, be a bit cagey. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw between these two. I think Spurs are better defensively under Thomas Frank than they were last season, and Brighton are just good at home. So yeah, I can see a draw playing out in this one, and Brighton 1, Spurs 1 in this one. Now, can Big Ange get a victory for Nottingham Forest after he's lost his opening 2 games to Arsenal and Swansea? Swansea in the cup as well. Why don't you just sit back, mate? I don't know. He doesn't like to. It's just who they are, apparently. Just who Ange is. I don't know why you don't sit back at 2-0 or just control the game a bit better. But no, we just try and get the game wrapped up, which is a bit stupid, and don't control it whatsoever. And Thomas Frank is 10 times the better coach he is. Spurs have done a pretty good job there. Anyway, as for Burnley, very unluckily to lose last time out against Liverpool. Unlucky to lose against Manchester United as well. Can I sense a victory for Burnley in this one? I think they do. I think I can sense a Burnley victory. They did lose them last time they were in the Premier League. 2-1 away, went for Forest, 1-1 draw back in September 23 at Forest. I'm going to back Burnley in this one. Stupid, I know, but I am going to back Burnley and Scott Parker for a nice 1-0. Actually, yeah, a 1-0 home win for Scott Parker's men in this one. Forest look absolutely dreadful under Ange at the moment. So yeah, I'm backing Burnley to win this by a 1-0 over Forest in this one. West Ham take on Palace now then. West Ham will be looking to do a lot better, and this is probably potentially Graham Potter's last game in charge if they do lose this one at the London Stadium. West Ham have had a lot of home games, it seems, towards the start of this season. Maybe they've just been on the TV or I've just seen more of them at home. Last time they did play on the 18th of January was 2-0 away win for Crystal Palace. They won't want that replicated, will the Irons fans. It was 2-0 away win for West Ham back in August 24. So these sides, Palace do usually have a decent record away at West Ham United. Can I see that continuing? Yes, probably, because West Ham look absolutely dreadful under Graham Potter so far. I'm going to back Palace in this one for a 2-1 away victory. I just think Oliver Glasner's side are a lot better. Even though they've lost Eze, they still look really good, and I think Palace will be good to go in this one, and that could be the end of Graham Potter's here back in West Palace to win this away from home at West Ham by 2-1. Final one of the 3 o'clockers, and it is Wolves taking on Leeds. I think Daniel Farke also might be sacked if Wolves win this one, and I could see Wolves winning this one. I think it's got a similar start when they had Gary O'Neill in charge, and then they played a newly promoted side. I think it was Southampton almost exactly a year ago, and they won that game 2-0. And this is the kind of game that Wolves need to win and kick their season off to a flyer, or just kick their season off for 3 points. That's all they need to do. Last time they did play in the Premier League was a 4-2 away win for Leeds in March 23. Back in August 22, opening day, Leeds beat Wolves. One of them famous clips, I think, of the Leeds fans going absolutely nuts when they scored in the last minute. I was actually at the 1-1 draw back in October 21. Just for info. Wolves Leeds. I'm going to back Wolves 2-0 quite comfortably, I know. Over Leeds in this one. So, yeah, back in Wolves to win this over Leeds quite convincingly 2-0, and that could be the end of Daniel Farke. We'll have to find out. Into the 5:30 kickoff, and it is Manchester United taking on Chelsea, and yet again, this could be the end of another manager, Ruben Amorim this time. If Chelsea do absolutely batter them, it's a horrible result for Manchester United in the derby last weekend. 3-0 defeat to Manchester City and Erling Haaland, who ran a riot in that game. Last time they did play was a 1-1 draw back in November. 1-0 home win for Chelsea back in May. Won 14, drawn 14, and lost 13. Manchester United in the head-to-head. So very even. Will Lemon start ahead of Bayender? We'll have to wait and see on that one. United's team is a lot better from last season, and they should really be challenging for Europe. Is it the coach? Is it a player problem? I think it's a player problem this time round, but Amorim isn't helping himself compared to what's happened in previous years. With Manchester United, I am gonna back a 2-1 Man United home win. I know that may sound a bit stupid, but it's the kind of game Manchester United will win. It is the kind of game they win, and I'm going to back them too. I'm going to back United to win this over Enzo Maresca and Chelsea. Put a bit of pressure on him as well, maybe. And Chelsea to lose this away at Manchester United by 2-1. And you want to stay in for this one as Fulham take on Brentford. Absolutely horrible game to have at 8 o'clock. Michael Oliver, the referee, definitely don't want to watch it. Keith Andrews has been okay since he's come into Brentford. They won the penalty shootout against Aston Villa in the week. Fulham getting that last gasp winner over Leeds and getting their first 3 points of the season. Brentford did draw home to Chelsea. Very good home result. That a very good point for them. They did lose away at Sunderland, which was a bit of a down, but Sunderland do look okay under Reggie Labrie. Last time they did play was a nice 2-1 home win for Fulham back in November. 3-2 away win for them on the final day of the Premier League last season. Was it final day? It might have been final day. I'm not too sure. Oh, no, that was a crazy game. Nonetheless, yeah, Fulham do have a decent record at home. Brentford have beat them back in August last year at the Cottage though. Both sides are doing okay. 5 points to 4, basically both in the mid-table. Brentford kind of doing what they usually do best. I'm going to back Fulham in this one. It's usually a goal fest between these two. I'm going to back a 3-2 Fulham win in this one. I think it'd be goals galore in this one. They need to entertain us on a Saturday night. So, yeah, back in Fulham to win this by 3-2 over Brentford in this one. Into Sunday's games then, and Bournemouth take on Newcastle is the first one. Rob Jones, the referee, not that that's important. Yeah, Bournemouth back-to-back wins for them, beating Spurs and Brighton in the process. Newcastle maybe a bit leggy from midweek after losing to Barcelona, and 2 brilliant goals from Marcus Rashford in there as well. They did beat Wolves. Volta-Mada did score on his debut, of course. Yeah, Newcastle up to 10th, have lost a game this season. Bournemouth do look really good though. Semenyo, be tough to keep hold of him come January, but it's just what that coach is doing. Iraola at Bournemouth again doing very well for himself. Head-to-head record shows that it was a 1-1 draw, and it was a 4-1 away win back in January for Bournemouth. Bournemouth do have quite a good record. I am actually going to back the Cherries in this one. I'm going to go for a nice 2-0 home victory. It feels like I've gone for a lot 2-0 home victories, but I'm backing the Cherries to win this by 2-0 over Newcastle in this one. Bournemouth always do well against Newcastle at the Vitality anyway, and Eddie Howe seems a bit of a bogey side for Bournemouth after he left them since he's been managing Newcastle. So yeah, back in Bournemouth to wins by 2-0. Sunderland take on Villa at the Stadium of Light at 2 o'clock as well, also on Sky. Can Villa score a goal in the Premier League? They scored one against Brentford, although it was gifted to them, and Harvey Elliott did take advantage, and it was a bit of a howler from the keeper. Can Villa score, or will Sunderland? Well, the Sunderland crowd will be up for it at the Stadium of Light. They always are on at home. They always are. They seem to quiet down in the second half. If it doesn't go to plan though, and teams take advantage. Last time they did play was back in the 17-18 season, 3-0 to Aston Villa, 2-1 win for Villa back at Villa Park. I think this is going to be quite a tight one to call. Sunderland up in 7th, Villa down in the bottom 3 with only 2 points so far, 19th in the table. I'm going to back a draw in this one. I'm going to back a 1-1. I don't think Villa quite there yet, but I think they are going to score a goal. They have to score at some point, right? So yeah, back at a 1-1 draw between Sunderland and Aston Villa in this one. So yeah, it's probably a tight 1-1 draw in this one. Now into the game of the weekend where Arsenal take on Manchester City. Of course, Arsenal will be looking to win this. City could add a bit of title jeopardy in there if they did win this one. You would imagine 2-0 win against Napoli. It could be a bit leggy from that. Arsenal did play Tuesday as well, but that's a whole 2 days rest extra than Manchester City have had. So yeah, I think Arsenal will be looking to win this, although City have won this game 21 occasions. Arsenal have won 11 and drawn 9. So yeah, City have got the head-to-head record. Arsenal battered them 5-1 last season, and quite an embarrassment for Pep Guardiola. Arteta's finally found a way to beat over Pep Guardiola and his apprentice, or his manager, sorry. Of course, Pep's apprentice is Arteta and Maresca, as we know. Arsenal win this easy, 3-1, as comfortable as you like. I know Man City could give them a game. They've got a better team now. They've got Rodri back in the midfield as well. But yeah, I'm backing Arsenal to win this 3-1. I think we get quite another comfortable win. City don't look great, even though they did batter Manchester United 3-0 last week. So yeah, backing Arsenal to win this by 3-1. Thank you very much for watching my Premier League Game Week 5 predictions. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And I'll speak to you all on the next one, which will be EFL review on Monday. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll speak to you all next one.